All right, Kirsten, now we're going to take a look at your underwater view from the side on your freestyle. And again, good head position, good body position through the water. I think you're a little bit late with your catch. You do a great job here. You can see how you get the vertical forearm here in your stroke. And on both arms, you get here very well. It's out in front, out here, that I think that you could get a little bit higher elbow, as we'll see on both sides of the body. And I think a lot of it has to do with how high you're recovering with your hands. So as you're reaching forward here, you can just see the hand tends to stay higher than the elbow. So you drop the elbow just a little bit with both arms, and as you start the catch, as you're reaching forward and rotating those shoulders. And you want to me, you want to be a little bit more down with the hand as you're reaching, so that when you go to initiate the catch, you get to that vertical forearm a little bit quicker, you get that higher elbow a little quicker, because you can see here, it drops down and you're flat, you're kind of pushing yourself up at this point, and it takes all the way to here to start catching water. So I think you can get that earlier if you just have that hand in a little bit better position, so that that elbow stays a little higher as you get into this catch point. Instead, you can just see the hands turning down now, and your forearm is still fairly parallel to the surface of the water and bottom of the pool. And we want to get a little bit sooner, at least a diagonal forearm a little sooner, so we're pulling ourselves forward a little bit earlier in our catch. And then here you can just see, very nice, all the way through, back through the finish of your pull. You can just see how you're almost vertical, could be a little bit higher with that elbow, and I think if you initiate earlier that would happen. But you are definitely pulling a lot of water right here and really holding on to the water well all the way through the finish of your stroke. So your finish looks really nice. It's just out in front on both arms. It just tends to be a little flat. It's a little flat here on the right. You can see how straight that arm is. Like to see a little bit of a catch at this point, and you're just kind of straight pressing, and it should be a little bit higher with that elbow, and then that arm would be bending down a little bit, keeping that elbow up high, and your right arm catch. And you can see this is when you pull, this is where you get vertical, get very vertical here, and then press through. So the finish looks really good. Here I think you can get a viewpoint of how high that hand is and what I was talking about. From back in that other view, it was a little more difficult, but you can really see how the line is upward, and at the very least it should be straight, so that arm should be on that straight line as it reaches forward. I think if you rotate the shoulders just a little quicker, you'll be a little straighter with that line in front. Again, just by it being so high is in comparison to your elbow and shoulder, it's a little hard for you to get that high elbow and that catch until you get to about here. So you drop a good 10 to 12 inches before you start catching water, and it could happen a little sooner if you just get those hands to be on a straighter angle with your elbow, maybe a little below the elbow or right with the elbow, but not higher than the elbow, as you see right there. As we come into the wall for the turn the hands palm down. That's very good. That's what I want to see. Tight tuck. I think you could be a little closer to the wall. You can see how you opened up there, and when you open up like that, you can see how the back kind of bows as you're getting into your streamline. So you just got a little bit of a press of the chest as you're getting to the wall, and I just think it's because you're a little too far away. If you're a little closer, I think you would have gotten a little tighter with that tuck and been rolled a little bit more into that push off. And that, what it also caused, and I can tell that a little bit, I'm going to back up a little bit, but the feet are a little low on the wall. They're towards the center of the cross, and I've always tried to teach that the feet need to be higher, more towards the top of the cross, and that puts you in a better position to press into a deeper push off. We don't want to be hugely deep, but if we could be more 4 or 5 feet underwater, I think it's better for a sprinter to be there than catching that that wake that's coming in behind, and you can see how shallow it is. A little bit earlier with that first kick, I'd like to see you rotate a little bit more over towards your breast before you actually deliver that first kick, and then some nice kicks here, a little bit small on that last kick into that freestyle breakout. So, but anyways, we'll work a little bit more on trying to keep that hand at a flatter angle and get that high elbow catch a little bit earlier in your stroke.